All right, ladies and gentlemen, very good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. Depending on your time zone, some of you could be attending this in the morning, others could be attending this in the afternoon, others could be attending this in the evening. So I welcome you all, and I understand that there are also some people among you who are actually joining us for the first time and first semester. So you are all welcome to Crawford Institute of Sciences and Business Studies. And also bringing to your attention, Crawford Institutes are focused highly on long distance programs and online programs. It gives you opportunities and time to do other things while you studies from anywhere at any time at your convenient time. All right. So business communications or basic communication skills is a cut across programs or a course unit that generally uh, it has to be effective for everybody. You're in sciences, you're doing business. The course unit is very important for you and for everybody, because even what we are doing right now is communication. What you do and what you are even from doing right now is communication. So you're going to realize the communication is part of our daily living activities. You want something from somebody, you need to talk to the person. That is communication. You need to be given something, you need to talk to the persons, and that is communication. So it is, as long as you want to have effective life or a meaningful life, you need to be somebody who is actually talking, right? Okay, so let's go straight. And before that, those of you who are joining for the first time, anywhere, you just need a stable internet, and then get your notes. Okay, get your notes, and some of your notes may not be matching, but if it is a mix up in the arrangement of your notes, others could be having notes of last year, others could be having the recent notes. But if you have the same notes, well and good. But if not, you'll find that everything is there, but the arrangement might be different. Okay, so you're going to look for the topic or a sub-heading that is currently being discussed, and then you also be there. Grab your notes. If it is printed out, is even good. Then you'll be writing along some of the things that I may be presenting to you, and is not in the notes. Okay, so you must have a pen, you must have somewhere to write. If you have a space in the notes that is being printed, well and good. If not, you also need some additional paper. And also, you don't need any disturbance. Somebody trying to call you, you have to put your phone in a way that you need to focus. Okay, no calling, and you find a very convenient place where no one is interrupting you. This is a class, okay? And where you're seated is a lecture room. All right, that's very important. Okay, so here come basic communication skills, and we go straight to an introduction. So in the introductions, it's not very much important for you to take concerns of objectives, but it is important also so that at the end of the day you can evaluate yourself and understand that actually you have not done this and you have not achieved this. So one of the reasons why you need to, or why I present to you basic communication skills, so that it is that you understand the meaning of communications, and then how you can relate the communication to the management functions. If you are a manager, because we are training you to be a manager, to be a public health officers, to be business officers, to be directors, to be managers. So if you get to those positions, the question is, how will you be able to manage your activities properly? You cannot be any of those that I've mentioned if you do not have effective communications. There are people who have actually, just because of their communications approaches, they have been uplifted. There are people, for instance, we have others that you do even watch online. They are called public speakers, and they really go and speak to people, and they are paid. Just speaking to people, and they are paid. So our mouth, just like the Bible said, that our mouth can really, or our tongues can really elevate us or definitely destroy us. So it depends on how you use it. And I want to, my purpose here is to help you to become a better person in your communication, so that your management functions can be very effective in when you get into that positions. And also, I all need you to understand, at the end of the day, all the methods and tools that you can use in communications, and also help you to improve in your basic skills of communications. For instance, some of you, and of course I believe that every day you do get phone calls, but if you look at different ways people pick or receive calls, you're going to realize that it's actually different. Okay, someone will pick a phone and say, "Hello, how are you? How may I help you?" Something like that, right? And someone will pick your call and ask you, "Hello, who are you? Who gave you my number? Why are you calling me?" And then hang up the phone call. So two of calls that is being received, you definitely see there's a difference between that. You get the point? So even picking a phone call is very important. So when you get into a level where you are manager, or maybe a state where you need to interact with the other people, and then therefore it means you need to have a skill on how best you can be able to communicate. Okay, just a moment. Okay, so welcome back. So we start by looking at the definition, you know the definition of communications. How would you define communications, in your own perspectives? If I may ask you, you can actually leave it at the comment if you have something to say. All right, so but we define communications as an act of conveying information between individuals for the purpose of creating and creating a shared understanding and meaning. So when you talk about the word conveying, definitely means exchanging or converting. So when people are exchanging words between themselves, the two people, it is actually a communication. But also we have those who talk to themselves. We don't know who they are talking to, but we can say that the communication is also, conveying of information between whatever there is, whenever there is between, that means there are two things involved, isn't it? So when you talk to yourself, no problem. That is okay. Sometimes you can talk to yourself and all that, but that is fine. But we're looking at a process where there are understanding between the two. Okay, so the word communication comes from the Latin words. The Latin are the foundations of most of the terms and words that are used. So it comes from the Latin words, which is communes. Communes. Now, communes means to share. Okay, to share. So what do we share? We share ideas. All right, we share words. Okay, so when it comes to sharing, it involves uh, methods like verbal. Okay, just like I'm talking to you. So if I ask you that what is your name, then you tell me your name. You have shared with me the details of your name, and that is communication. Okay, that's verbal. And then we have non-verbal communication. I don't talk. I'm not, the verbal is being removed. That means I am using any other means except verbal. So in this case, that includes sign language. I'm using the sign to share with you, or to make you understand, or have a conversions, or conveying an information to you. So when I'm conveying something, that means I am picking something in my my own perspectives to present it to you, so that you can see the same thing or understand the same thing I am actually seeing. Okay. And then also other means that you can also communicate is written. You write a letter and give it to somebody, and the person doesn't understand what you mean and is able to reply. You get? So that's communication. So when you talk to me and I keep quiet, it's not an communication, right? So there must be an exchange of words. You ask questions, and then you get the answers. Okay, you ask me questions, I give you the answers. I ask you questions, you give me the answers. That becomes communication. But when I ask you and you keep quiet, then also there's no communication. However, even silence, when you keep quiet, when you go silence, you're also communicating. And in the nature of psychology, physiologically, people says that when you keep quiet is more strong. In the concept or context of communication is stronger than even saying something, right? Okay, so sorry. And as well, we can also define communications as the process of transmitting. The word transmitting means, let me try to check this if it can write for us. I think it can. Let me try to check it out. Okay, and then we see if it can, so that I'll be tapping where we are. Yeah, I think so. We are here. We're actually here. Okay, for someone who may actually be lost, we are there. So communication may also be defined as a process of transmitting and receiving messages from one person to another through a system that is mutually, a friendship one, with respect. Okay, transmitting means transferring in an information or a word, moving from me to you. Okay, you receive a message, from me, you become another person's. Okay, and in a way that involve respect. All right. Now, it can also be as exchanging information between persons through a common systems of symbols, signs, and behavior. So actually, there are many ways of defining communications. Okay, many ways of defining communications, but it involves sharing informations between one person to another, between one party to another, but also for a communication, for any kind of sharing of information to be defined as a communication, that means uh, the information being given should be understood. All right, so that means if I ask you that what is your name, you should be in position to understand that I am asking for your name, not your age. You get? So you must be able to listen to me and get me rightfully. So that means communication involves listening and responding. So when I speak, you listen. And when you are replying me, I listen. So when a person speak, and there is no way you can actually speak and listen at the same time. You're going to do one of the two. Either you listen or you talk. Okay? So it must be understandable. Whatever you say must be understood for it to be considered as communication. So when you receive information and you do not understand, that means no communication has taken place at all. So in life, communication is a source, or what we can call the blood of organizations, especially for people. When you are in a group of people, when you're managing, when you are in organizations, communications is everything. You must always be able to communicate. There's no way you can actually interact with your friend, your boss, your parents, your brothers without communication. So in the absence of communication, that means everything comes to what I would call stand still, stand still. So it makes no sense actually. So is a key, all right? Is a key. Okay, so let's be able to move forward. Sorry for the delay. Now let's look at effective communication. Okay, what is effective communication? It's quite different. There's a difference between talking and talking effectively. You may talk a lot, you may say a lot of things, but actually in the end you have said nothing. And normally people who talks a lot end up saying nothing. So you need to be someone who say meaningful words that are communicatable, and you make sure that your recipient or the person that you're speaking to or the receiver of the communication understand what you are actually communicating. So what do we call effective communication? So is actually, it's not just a matter of communicating, like we have said, that a good communication, or for any sharing of information to be called or considered communication, people or the receiver should be in position to understand what you are communicating. Okay, all right. So effective communication is the process where a message is transferred, received, and understood by the receiver in the manner that the sender intended it to be, hence facilitating constructive feedback. I repeat, effective means whatever you have done as meet its reasons and purpose. Okay, effective or perfect, right? So we are saying that effective communication is where a message has been transferred, right? You have given me the message, isn't it? I have received the message, right? And I've understood your message in a way that you had communicated. Not this kind of understanding whereby you tell me something and I understand something different. Okay, for example, all right, for example, someone telling you, hey lady, hey young lady, you're so beautiful, you look good, I like you. So when a person say that, what comes in your mind? You understand in a way you want. What does it mean? Like me? Does he want to date me? No, maybe the person has just said, I like you. I mean, you look good, and that is normal, right? So you should be in position to understand the way I actually intended to communicate. Not hiding something by yourself and try to imagine something or try to believe in something that you yourself knows. Okay? All right. So what will make your communication effective to people that you're communicating to, and as a person who is in a managing position, how will you make your informations effective? How will you make sure that the person that you're giving the information understand what you're communicating and be able to pick and give you the exact reply of what you ask? Or if I ask you what's your name and then you tell me that you are going home, did I ask you whether you're going home or you get a point? That means you heard me, but you did not understand anything. Yeah? You did not understand anything. So number one, you can do this by planning. Okay, plan for what you want to say, and so that you can make a selection of good words so that a person speaks you clearly. So we are saying that communication serves as the foundation of planning in organizations, like in the church, like in NGOs, at schools, even at home. Organization is just a structure where there are two or more people and they have something in common, okay, to be achieved. So and it means that you, as a manager or as a person who want to communicate, you have to make a good plan. Uh, there must be a way that you intend to present your message to a person that should receive it. Another thing is organizing. All right, organizing. So for someone who might not be following us, and I need to use this to really point for you where we are. So we have talked about planning, and we are coming to organizing. So we are saying that organizing also requires effective communication with others about their job task. Through effective communication, employees are those one who are working. It's different from the boss. Are also able to know their various tasks they ought to perform, in which in the end brings about food organization in the organization. This is about there's a bit of typing error there. Okay, you can cross, if you have the notes in the in a hard copy, you can cross this word food to good. Okay, good. That F has to change to G. Also, leading, as a leader, you must also be in position to communicate effectively. And then the staffing, the motivating and controlling. So the communication has to be very effective to a person who is giving you the message, and also the one who is receiving. So when I hear your communication or your words, I should be in position to also, it is my responsibility as well to understand what you're saying. So it is also a responsibility to understand what I'm saying, so that you can give a good and correct reply. Okay, so this is trying to, I need to remove it because something I should be used again. All right, so let's look at the skills involved in communication, because you really need skills. And we talked about communication and skills. And so the first thing that I've just concluded is communication. So now coming to skills. And we're saying skills refers to your ability of doing something competently and perfectly. Ability to do something correctly and very, very perfectly. Okay, so when they say, all right, can you prepare some tea, and then you know that preparing tea, I need to set fire, I need water, I need tea leaves and the rest, and then you bring something that is good, that is a skills. Okay, you're able to know the procedures, the step to follow until you get that thing done. That's the skills. Okay, so you always need to be effectively improving yourself in order to achieve communications. All right, now, so communication skills has many things. Number one, it has what I'm calling, or what you're calling let me look at this. One, we have writing skills. Sorry, writing skills. How do you write? This is not about the formation of letters or how nice your handwriting looks. Okay, this is just having the skills of writing, where you know the verbs, the past tense, where it's supposed to be, the present tense, how it's supposed to be. Okay, and then we have listening skills. Now, listening skills is your ability to really listen and understand. So a listening skills has one or two qualities. Number one, when a person is talking to you, you listen to understand. You don't listen to reply. So if you listen to reply, that means you don't have listening skills. But if you listen to understand, that's a quality of communication skill. Because we have people who, when they're listening, as you're talking to them or you're asking them questions, they're actually processing what to tell you. So in the end, they have not heard you, they have not understood anything. Okay, so you must be very attentive and pay attention, open your ears and listen. And in fact, a personal advice is that you're supposed to be someone who listens more than you speak. And also we have speaking skills. Now the speaking skills involves the kind of voice that you use, in your communication. Okay, the states of communication. Now you need to be loud. All right, and then there's a state where you're supposed to be slow. So you don't keep your voice straight, or constant. You're supposed to balance them according to the situation and all that and what you're communicating. And then we also have reading skills. Your ability to read and understand what you're reading. Now, what are the importance of communication to you, to everybody, and in the organization? Most importantly, what is the importance of the communication to the organization mainly? Okay, so we are here. That's why we are. So number one is unity. Okay, unity. Now we are saying that communication brings people together in an organization, and it helps people to achieve what they want to achieve. Okay, just at home you can see that when people are not talking, let's for example say daddy and mommy are not talking, brothers, you and your brother and sister are not talking, nothing will happen, no development, because people need to speak between themselves to have things moving forward. So communication brings people together, it makes people unite. So unity is coming together. And then also it helps in settling conflicts. Conflicts is disagreement between two people or misunderstanding that can even result into fighting or hatred, or cause and procuring provocations. All right, so it need to be settled. So for instance, when people have fight among themselves, there's no way that issue can be sorted out without involving communications. Okay, so we're saying verbal communication is used as a tool for settling down conflicts and misunderstanding among organizational members. So if there is disagreement, misunderstanding, people can sit down and talk about what, talk about the problem. All right, maintaining members behaviors. Okay, if someone is going wrong, they can only be advised, stopped from whatever they're doing through having a communication with them. We also have decision making and planning. You cannot decide. Decision making is a process of making a choice and taking action, because when you decide, actions comes in. And planning is a process of arranging the strategies on how things should be achieved, or on how basically action should be taken. Right, so we are saying communication is used as tool for decision making and planning, and this is achieved through conducting meetings, ideas generations, process, consultations, etc. It also linked together various departments and sections of the organizations, and integrates all managerial functions. So when people are able to communicate between themselves, what you should expect is that department, for example, in the hospital, you find like there are OPD, there are inpatient department. So communications, when it is good, these people have that relationship, and you find that everything is moving on very well. And also organizational growth. We are saying that you can use communication as a strategy to grow the organization and have a lot of things being achieved, in terms of, for example, when you want to advertise your products, your goods, and all that, so sorry, trying to remove this. Sorry. Okay, all right, so we have recruitment. For example, you people are studying and you want to get a job. So how would you know that is this organization want workers when they do not communicate? So it is a tool when an organization, hospital, other companies want to bring new people, new staff. They need to communicate. They need to receive applications. They need to also conduct interviews, etc. All right, and leadership. Sorry, leadership in an organization. Uh, when there is no chat that tells, when you walk into one of the office, you see that it is showing directors, board members, the accountant, all that is communication. When you walk into big buildings, you find the doors are written academic office, this is a registration office. Those walls are speaking to you, telling you that here is what you can find here. When you go there, you find the boss, the managers, and all that as communications. Okay, and that's make leadership very easy. And motivation, when people are motivated, a lot of things happen. When you are motivated, you perform well, right? And it is involved decision making, and that means communications are part of it, isn't it? And also communication aids the production of good. The word aids means support, to make goods and services in an organization be highly productive. All right, so we have some sample questions here, and I'm really going to have this lecture brief here. So take the sample question. It is a sample question that you can take and use it to answer some of the few things we have discussed just right now. Otherwise, it's a 30 minutes lecture. We move in bits, and I want to say that a very nice time to all of you until we meet again. Bye-bye.